some of the biggest questions in college football this year, we've sort of been tackling those on the show. And someone just asked probably the question everyone's asking out loud or to themselves about Arch Manning. Everyone's got a take on Arch Manning. So just how good's Arch Manning going to be? It directly involves, obviously, Texas, but then it's going to either directly or indirectly affect a whole lot of other teams. So the way I see this, I'm going to need you to decide if you agree with this or not. I don't think Arch Manning's going to be terrible. I don't see any scenario where he's terrible. So if you disagree with that, then there's a third scenario. But if you agree with that, I think there are two scenarios. Scenario one, he's elite. He's a game changer immediately. He's like Trevor Lawrence when he first showed up at Clemson. He's like Tua at Alabama. It doesn't matter that they're first-year starters. They're just immediately ballers. And they fundamentally change every game they play in. They fundamentally change the conference title race, the playoff race. He can win games with his legs and with his arm. He's a guy who, when you're going to play Texas, you're asking the question, how do we slow down Arch Manning? Because if he's that good, that's how you talk about it. You don't even say Texas, you say Arch Manning. That's scenario one. And then if that happens, like Wingo and DeAndre Moore, those guys at wide receiver dominate. You probably got multiple 1,000-yard receivers. Everything falls into place. Defense doesn't have to win the game for you. That's scenario A. Scenario B is he's serviceable. Good enough, serviceable. He has ups and downs. I would think about this like Tennessee had to deal with Nico last year. Tennessee had Nico. He's a first-year starter. You're accepting that there are going to be some ups and downs there. He makes some incredible throws every now and then. He makes some egregious mistakes every now and then. But he's your guy. He's the franchise. Hey, quick timeout. Check and see if you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. If you're not, I humbly ask that you click subscribe. It's free. It doesn't sign you up for anything. What it does is it helps us keep this show free so we can just do college football year-round. All right, back to the clip. But in the meantime, you occasionally have these prolonged periods of drought. You got first halves where you're not finding the end zone. What has to happen? Well, you got to be able to run the ball effectively. You got to be able to control the ball at least. And defense has to win you games. Defense has to buy you time to get your affairs in order offensively. Now, the answer to the question, I think, is one of these two. I lean probably a blend a little more towards the first one. I think Arch is going to be incredible. He's got everything around him to be incredible. But I think one of the messages that I keep hearing from people who doubt him is, well, now, Quinn Ewers wasn't a star last year, and Arch couldn't beat him out. So what does it say? That Sark didn't even feel comfortable putting him in last year. If he was really that good, then he would have benched him. Okay. I think there's a whole lot more to it than that. I think Sark knew last year that Quinn Ewers was hurt, but able to go. I think he trusted him. I think there was a loyalty factor there. You can think about that whatever you want, but I'm pretty sure I'm spot on with that. That doesn't mean that he didn't know Arch Manning was the truth as well. Last year Napier went with Graham Mertz over DJ Lagway. Mertz got hurt. Lagway comes in, plays really good football. Florida turns it around down the stretch. Well, you could look at that and say, how could he have been starting Graham Mertz over DJ Lagway? Well, it's because he thought that guy gave him the best chance to win. Arch Manning could be incredible this year. I'm not going to look at Steve Sarkisian in retrospect and say, how could he have not played him last year? There's a lot that goes into that. Most of it you can't pretend to know firsthand. So I don't know if I'm doubting him, it's not going to be because of that. I'll put it that way.